second lecture in the series of inventory management. And this lecture was taken for the subject RS 601 Industrial Management, and the subject is meant for BTech 6th semester all the branches students. In this presentation, we'll see about the first and primary question, that after introduction of the inventory and basic terms, now we have to know about what to order, how much to order. This problem can be solved by knowing the reorder point as well as EOQ analysis. In terms of different inventory models, we'll see different inventory models, the terms related to the inventory model, that is minimum stock level, maximum stock level, reorder point, and average inventory. Further, we'll discuss the limitations of inventory control models, and further we'll deal with the techniques of inventory control in terms of different analysis, including ABC analysis, VED analysis, and so on. To start with the presentation, first and foremost topic, the question in terms of question is required, that how much to order and when to order. These are the two questions which are relevant for the manufacturer, and with respect to the size of firm, irrespective of the size of firm, each and every manufacturer has to think about these questions, that what they have to order, when they have to order, and how much quantity they have to order. And this can be answered by the two theories, like one can order the fixed order quantity system, that is, as per the system they have to maintain a fixed amount of quantity for the material that can be ordered, that should be ordered on a regular interval, and that interval is known as the reordering point or reordering cycle. And economic order quantity is the order quantity that minimizes the total variable cost of managing the inventory within the production. Whereas when we talk about reorder point, it's the point when the inventory goes down to a limited to a value, to a mark, then the store manager or the purchase manager has to take the concern that they have to place the order. And it can be seen by the diagram that is in between the stock level as well as time. Here, a minimum amount of inventory that is maintained by the manufacturer in order to prevent the stock out condition is known as the buffer stock. This is the stock that is maintained by each and every manufacturer to prevent the shortage cost. Whereas we can see that after maintaining the buffer stock, the amount of stock at this level is known as minimum stock level, and a manufacturer has to take into consideration that this much amount of stock should be maintained at minimum as in the as the buffer stock in the plant. Whereas they have to place the order at the point reorder level that is shown in the diagram itself, and they have to take care about that material should be ordered as maximum as possible, like they can maintain as per the quantity demanded by the customer. And the terms, important terms related to the inventory level, minimum inventory level, are as lead time, inland or importable inventory, availability of inventory, nature of material, rate of consumption of material, and possibility of interruption in production. These all are the factors which a manufacturer should take into consideration while maintaining the minimum inventory in their organization. Like we can see, the lead time is the time to stock out during reorder point as well as minimum stock level. It's the time take place when the inventory stock replenishes continuously, and the next, as the lead time goes to minimum stock level, the next order, next inventory, the next stock of inventory should be maintained. Further, next is the maximum stock level. Maximum stock level depends on the various factors that may be the rate of consumption of material. If the rate is very high, then obviously maximum level will be upper. And the lead time also matters a lot at here. Like as per the demand of customer, lead time also changes. The maximum requirement of material, nature of material, storage space with the material with the organizer or the manufacturer also matters. Price economy, cost of storage and insurance, inventory turnover, nature of supply of the product, as well as cost of material and finance facilities available with the manufacturer matters a lot while maintaining the maximum amount of inventory within the plant. Next, we will see the average inventory level. It's, as the name suggests itself, is a mean value for in between maximum and minimum inventory level. This is the average in quantity that must be available with the manufacturer for a given period of time. It can be calculated by using the formula, that is by taking summation of minimum as well as maximum level of inventory and divided by 2. It can be calculated also by using the formula, that is summation of minimum level and average of the reorder quantity or mean of the reorder quantity. Next, we'll see reorder quantity. What is reorder point or reorder level? Reorder level, as the name suggests itself, it's the level where the manufacturer has to place the order for the good again. And it can be calculated by using the formula, that is by taking the product of maximum usage per day, that can be calculated D by Q. D, where D is demand, because maximum usage can be ensured as per the demand only. Means against the demanded quantity only one can estimate the maximum usage per day, and with multiplying factor with the maximum reorder point or maximum delivery time. Maximum delivery time is nothing but the average time that is taken as Q by 2. Why Q by 2? Q represents the total quantity, maximum quantity of inventory that is stored with the manufacturer. There are a number of models that can be used to assess the inventory, and the models may be taken as static inventory model, dynamic inventory model. Further, static inventory model, as the name suggests itself, they are maintained, they are prepared in order to maintain the stock of the goods that are used in a fixed quantity, and they are not changing, the demand of which is not changing after a certain duration. And so these particular type of models are known as static inventory model. Whereas when we talk about dynamic inventory model, these are the models that in which the demand of the commodity changes with change of time. And so these models are known as named as dynamic inventory model. Here, dynamic inventory model can further subdivided into two categories, that is deterministic model as well as probabilistic model. As the name suggests itself, with the change in time, with the passage of time, if the demand of the material is known to the manufacturer, demand of the products that is at the end of customer is known to the manufacturer, then such type of models, in such type of situation, deterministic model, this deterministic inventory model provide a kind of assessment, a kind of answer that how much to order and 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 when to order. Whereas when we talk about probabilistic models are based on the fact that probability can be assigned for maintaining the reorder point as well as reorder quantity. Here in this presentation, we'll discuss about deterministic models. Like deterministic model are the model which are in your syllabus, and so we'll concentrate on deterministic models only. Deterministic are those for which we have taken an assumption that demand as well as the lead time of such items are known with certainty, and number of assumptions that can be taken into consideration while analyzing or while preparing the deterministic models. And the assumptions are that demand of the items must be known exactly to the manufacturer, and it should be fixed for a given period. The demand of the item occurs should be uniform over a period of time. The orders which are received should be instantaneously, and the items can be purchased freely, that is, there is no restriction of any kind to purchase the items and their quantity. The next assumption taken into consideration is the items has fairly long shelf life. That is, there is no fear of deterioration, pilferage, spoilage of the material. And another assumption that is taken while preparing the deterministic model is the cost of placing the order is fixed and it doesn't vary with the lot size. Another assumption that is taken as the inventory carrying charges are directly proportional to the order quantity, and the price per unit always taken as fixed and it doesn't depend on the order size. On the basis of these assumptions, we'll discuss different models related to inventory assessment. Here, the first model is represented in the slide, where you can see a graph is shown to you that is in between the ordered quantity and time. Here you can see that demand rate is uniform, and obviously production rate is also uniform, and we can see that the replenishment takes place instantaneously and continuously. Like the condition is that the material consumption takes place on continuous basis. In order to calculate the cost related to inventory and finding out the reordering point as well as ordering quantity, first we have to calculate the total cost to maintain the minimum in amount of inventory that is meant against the minimum carrying cost as well as minimum procurement cost. This is nothing but the EOQ, that is economic order quantity. As I told you earlier, that economic order quantity is nothing but the quantity of material that is ordered by the manufacturer, for which the carrying cost as well as ordering cost is minimum. And in order to calculate the total cost, first we have to take the summation of the cost, that is carrying cost as well as ordering cost or holding cost. Here we can see that the ordering cost can be calculated by taking into consideration that the demand per unit and multiplied it with the cost per unit, ordering cost per unit. So we'll take the multiplication of carrying cost per unit into demand D divided by per unit, that is demand per unit. So demand per unit D by Q into CO is nothing but the total ordering cost. Whereas the total carrying cost can be calculated by taking the mean quantity or the average quantity that is ordered and multiplied it with the holding cost or the cost incurred in transportation, insurance, and storage. Then we'll take the summation of these two terms, these two costs, and we can get the total cost of production, total cost of maintaining the inventory. And once we calculate the total cost of maintaining the inventory, it can be optimized by taking the differentiation and equate it equivalent to 0. We'll simply implement the condition for maxima and we can maximize the inventory, the amount of quantity that can be ordered by the manufacturer, and while differentiating we can get the Q, that is amount of quantity that is ordered, as by using the formula that is equivalent to under root 2 times of demanded items into cost per unit, cost of ordering, and divided by the cost of holding the inventory. The next model, we can see the conditions are like continuous replenishment takes place as well as continuous consumption takes place. Both these things are considered on gradual basis, and so the model is also known as gradual replacement model. As per this model also, we have to take care, first we have to calculate the total cost that is involved in the inventory. Then the total cost in the inventory can be calculated by taking the summation of ordering cost as well as holding cost. And after calculating ordering cost and holding cost, we can take the summation of these two costs, and by differentiating we can get the optimized quantity, optimized number of unit that can be uh, used to used to maintain the stock of the material within the company. And it can be given by the formula that is shown to you. EOQ is equals to under root 2 times quantity demanded into ordering cost divided by holding cost in bracket 1 minus demand per unit of quantity, and demand of the commodity, demanded items, and divided by the price of the item. Next, we'll see the model number third, that is when the lead time is 0 and reordering as well as shortage is also allowed with the infinite production rate. Then also we can find out the quantity, optimum number of product that should be ordered in order to maintain the inventory within the plant. First, we'll again same, we'll take the total cost. We'll calculate total cost by taking the summation of carrying cost as well as holding cost and differentiate it and equate it to 0 in order to get the maximum amount of maximum amount of quantity that can be ordered at a particular time. And it can be calculated by using the formula under root 2 times of D CO, that is ordering cost, divided by holding cost, and bracket holding cost and dividing cost, weighted mean of those things. The formula is given to you in the slide itself. Next, we'll see there are various advantages of these inventory models, as they provide a means to measure the quantity that should be ordered, that can be ordered in order to keep the inventory within the plant. However, these inventory models are subjected to certain limitations. The limitations may be provided as the models can be used erratic use, like models are not free from error since they all are based on certain assumptions, and so error can be possible while taking into consideration, while assumptions are taken into consideration. And next limitation is the faulty basic information. Yes, of course, in terms of assumption, we have taken the theoretical conditions and not the practical one. And so the on the basis of faulty basic information, the calculation will not be appropriate or exact. Next is the costly calculation. It's a matter of expertise in the subject as well as the cost involved in calculating the order quantity. The method is costly, and it is comparatively cost costly to know the amount of material that is stored by the manufacturer. Next is next limitation is there is no formula that can be substituted for common sense. Like for each and every condition, the formula changes. We have seen the different models and the different formulae for that. And so we can say that there is no common formula that can be used for each and every condition. Another limitation related to the use of inventory control model is the EOQ, that is economic order quantity, must be tempered with the judgment. And if it is not correct, and the decisions are pending on the basis of the calculation only, then obviously it will mislead the decision maker. So see the different techniques to maintain the inventory within the plant. The methods or the techniques may be, namely ABC analysis, SDE analysis, VED analysis, HML analysis, FSN analysis, SOS, that is seasonal of season analysis, and XYZ analysis. Out of these analysis, all these analyses are based on the fact that these techniques are used either by the maintenance department uh, in order to schedule the maintenance of a particular machine, or also for the purchase department in order to keep the record of a material and to maintain the inventory. So we'll see ABC as well as BED analysis for the study purpose. Here, analysis ABC analysis provides the relationship, uh, the relation between the percentage of total values in terms of money and percentage of total units. Here you can see in the graph the ABC analysis, that is always better control analysis, is used to find out the amount of uh, items and their values that provide a kind of estimation that how much amount of uh, money should be invested on which type of uh, procurement. Like here in the goods are categorized into three categories, like class A item, class B item, and class C item, as per the severity in which they are required. And we can see that in a particular organization, in a manufacturing concern, almost 5 to 25% items, or we can say for a mean value 15% of items are of such kind they consist the 80% value of in terms of money, and they should be stored um, uh, in a proper quantity. And if those particular material should be properly managed, then 80% cost incurred to manage only 15% of items that are used as an inventory. Whereas the second class of items consists of approximately uh, 20 to 30%, 20 to 25% of value in terms of money is incurred for the rest of 20% of items that are maintained uh, during the collection of inventory or during maintaining the inventory in the plant. And the last 5 to 10% of the items comes into the C class category, and the value of those C class items are very low. And however, 70%, more than 70% goods comes under this category. Like 70% items are of uh, having low cost associated with them, and they have to maintain in large as compared to the category A of material. Next type of analysis is VD analysis. VD stands for vital, essential, and desirable. In this particular analysis, we have to divide, or we have to categorize the material into three categories. That is vital, that are uh, without which the production process will stand still, will not be started. E stands for the essential item, whose stock out would adversely affect the efficiency of the production system, but a kind of temporary loss can occur, and so these particular items are of less importance. And D is the third category of desirable items, which are required, but the immediate immediate absence of those material will not suffer the production process, and the production process will continuously carried out. With these two analyses, we can see that in both these techniques, we have to divide the material into different categories, and we have to analyze the material, like if it is cost wise more costly, then obviously certain items are a very few. Like we have seen in ABC analysis that 70, usually an organization incurs or block 70% of its capital in order to maintain 4 or 5 items, those who are having more cost as compared to the rest of the product. Whereas 30% of the cost, 20% to 25% of the cost is associated with to maintain the next 20% of the material, and the last 5% of the cost is incurred to maintain almost 70% of the goods that are stored by the manufacturer. And VD analysis also process comes under the category of desirable items. That's all for now. In this presentation, I use the books provided by Dr. Ravi Shankar as well as T.R. Banga. Thank you, students, for your kind attention.